this video, I'm going to show you how to make a DIY macrame plant holder from using t-shirt yarn.
For this activity, you will need a pair of scissors, your t-shirt yarn, and a metal ring. I used an extra key ring I had at home. I'm sure you can find something useful at home instead of going to buy a new key ring. First, I measured the t-shirt yarn to be 4 times the length of the bottom of a t-shirt. This is the size we need for 1 piece of yarn. We will need 6 pieces of yarn at that length, so measure the rest against the first strand and cut accordingly. Once you have your 6 pieces of yarn, fold them in half and lay them flat. Then weave one end of the strands through your keyring and let the keyring stop at the halfway mark. Tie a knot with the strands to hold the keyring in place. This will be the top of your plant holder. Next, lay the keyring facing away from you so you're able to work with the yarn below. Then, separate the strands in groups of 3. There are 12 strands in total, so you will have 4 groups of 3. Start with one section, and you will begin to braid the 3 strands together. You want to braid about halfway to the end of the strand and then tie a knot. Instead of braiding, you can also twist the strands or even leave them plain. It's totally up to you how you want to design it. I did 2 strands braided and 2 strands twisted, and I loved it. Once you have completed all 4 groups, lay the project flat on your surface. We will be working with the bottom half now. Again, we want to separate the strands in groups of 3, but start with leaving the first strand aside. Then, again, we will have 4 groups of 3. You'll notice that the 2 strands left at the end will go with the first one you had left aside at the beginning, which makes your 4th group of 3. Tie each group together 1 inch below the previous knot. Once you complete all 4 knots in each group, you will repeat this process again, tying another set of knots, moving 1 inch below. This time, separate each of the strands into 4 new groups of 3 and tie together. Repeat this process for a 3rd time, tying knots another 1 inch below. Then, finally, moving again 1 inch below, you'll tie a final knot at the bottom with all of the 12 strands. Lastly, get a plant in your house and rest it in your new plant hanger. Be mindful of the weight of your plant based on how thick your t-shirt yarn is. Mine is quite thin, so I wouldn't advise hanging more than 4 to 5 pounds. And there you have it, your colorful macrame plant hangers with t-shirt yarn. I hope you enjoyed making this craft and share your final product with us.